Hi, everybody. Hope you are doing well. Hope you had a great weekend. I think I talked to you back on Sunday. I went to Baker City for what we call Ride on the Road for KGW TV on Monday and was live in Baker City Tuesday morning. We shot a story that will be featuring Baker City. It's going to air in a few weeks, but really had a great time. And it was so great to be out in Eastern Oregon, especially that valley that Baker City sits in. It's so lovely out there. Didn't see much wildfire smoke. I mean, there was, it wasn't perfectly clear. You could tell there was some haze in the air, but overall air quality was good. And it really wasn't that hazy overall between Portland through Pendleton into Baker City. So that was nice to see as well. As our wildfire season overall, I know I don't want to jinx anything. We're now getting into what typically would be the heart of wildfire season, August and September. And so far, it has not been horrific. It seems that a decent winter precip season is paying dividends. Certainly, I would say that's been the case, fingers crossed, so far down in California. You're looking at today, which is gorgeous, the coast, sunshine. That's the Inn at Otter Crest in Lincoln County. Um, Beautiful, large resort piece of property, gorgeous. And then Willamette Valley Vineyards down just south of Salem off of I-5. Look how clear the Willamette Valley is. Really nice stuff. I still have Portland dry through the weekend. And it looks like temperatures are going to be pretty close to where they've been the last couple of days, if not warming up a little bit, but not a lot going into the weekend. Just a real quick touch on what the National Weather Service has watch and warnings out for. The gray shading, which is actually that part of Lane County, I believe, since I grabbed this graphic, that has been allowed to expire. So there's only an air quality alert right now for Deschutes County, where air quality over in Central Oregon has been moderate, but not that bad. And much of Lane County actually good. The tan color, which does include, you can see getting into Bend, Redmond, and Madras, that's a fire weather watch. That extends across a good chunk of southern out into eastern Oregon for Thursday and for Friday. Let me show you what the concern is. The concern is a return to scattered thunderstorm activity both tomorrow and on Friday. And of course, that means lightning that could produce some fire starts. So the setup is as follows. You're looking at the satellite picture with the upper level 18,000 foot pressure contours, which kind of outlines how the air is moving, if you will. So notice in the bottom right, that's the high pressure system still located over the desert southwest up to our northwest off the Pacific coast. You can see a weak trough setting there. And basically in between these two, we're getting a southwesterly flow pattern. It's just more of a southwesterly to south flow pattern that will bring a return to instability and some scattered storms firing across parts of Oregon tomorrow, and especially more on so Friday. It's also the return on that backside of the high, that south wind flow on the backside of the high that's giving us one of our first shots of what's referred to as monsoonal moisture, monsoonal meaning seasonal moisture pattern that typically repeats about the same time each and every year. And that's what's going on. So some moisture flowing on the backside of that high, working up into Arizona, working up in Nevada, working up into Utah, where there have been thunderstorms, especially earlier today over southern Nevada and this afternoon into Utah. For a lot of this region, that's good news. It was just crazy. It has been a crazy hot summer, and any rain would be great. And any rain, of course, also would, of course, cool temperatures down somewhat. Okay, back to our local setup. This is courtesy of KGW TV, their Futurecast model. This is tomorrow at 4 p.m., where you see the bright colors. That's the weather model showing scattered storms. Now, the good news is the fact that the modeling is picking up on those orange to yellow areas. If there were lightning dancing in these storms tomorrow outside of Baker City, there would be pretty good rainfall with those storms, and that might be enough to, significantly dampen the threat of new fire starts. But there is the fear that there will be lightning strikes coming out of dry cumulus clouds, if you will, that wouldn't show up here on this Futurecast model, but would have a heightened chance of some fire starts, if that makes sense. Dry lightning, as it's referred to, is what you don't want. That's convection, a lightning strike, but very little rain accompanying it, and maybe none at all. Maybe the rain is virgin; it dries up in the atmosphere before the raindrops actually reach the ground. Here is Friday at 7 p.m. Modeling a little more active in terms of storms in eastern Oregon. And it does show on Friday at 4 p.m. some storms over the southern Cascades trying to work northward up the range into the Bend area. And if you look all the way up into the Bend and the state line, that's the Dalles uh, out there in Wasco. And excuse me, that would be, pardon me, that would be east of the Dalles along the Columbia River. So, maybe there's a thunderstorm threat that far north on Friday. So we'll keep an eye on that. Notice nothing on the west side. And with that said, that's really all I'm watching. A chance of thunderstorms near and east of the Cascades tomorrow, even more so in terms of the number of them being more numerous on Friday. I'm watching a dry pattern continuing for the Portland, Salem, Vancouver area here on the west side of our state, all the way into Monday. If we might hit 90 today. So far, it's been 88 degrees at 4 in the afternoon on this Wednesday. We'll be right around 90 tomorrow. May or may not do it. I'll be surprised if we don't do it Friday. 92 Saturday. Could be as warm as 94, 93 on Sunday, Monday. And then notice I say mostly sunny and 86 on Tuesday. But I will tell you, the American GFS model shows a thunderstorm threat Monday night into Tuesday of next week. The European model does not. So just note the next Tuesday and Wednesday being watched. And for now, I'll just leave it at that. I will tell you before I let you go, getting back to that American European model, for several runs now, it's liked a run of 90-degree temperatures and maybe well up into the 90s, somewhere between Sunday the 13th of August and August 18th. So far, that model, the American GFS model, is way overdone the outlook for 90-degree temperatures and way overdone the outlook for any extreme heat, like 95 to 100 or hotter. But it's still trying to bite or nibble on some periods of time coming up in the month of August. So just worth watching, but nothing concrete now. With that, I'll let you go, and I'll talk to you soon.